Hi there, it's day 4 of week 3 of 52 weeks of vlogging, and Snowmageddon has arrived. Okay, so it's winter, and when it's winter, I think of snow, and when I think of snow, I think of heat. Specifically, the heat escaping from every wall and the roof in my house. Even more so, I think about the heat escaping from all the windows in the Hubbles' office building. By coincidence, I came across an article in Scientific American today about the New York Times building and their office in New York City. New York Times' office in New York City? Yeah, that sounds okay. They've taken a really innovative approach to the idea of heat retention, heat loss, lighting, and energy consumption. Okay, so let's say you've got your typical city with tall skyscraper-like office buildings with pretty much floor-to-ceiling windows all the way across and all the way down. What this means is that in the wintertime, there's a lot of heat loss through all that glass, and in the summertime, there's a lot of heat gain from the sun shining in. So buildings spend a lot of money heating in the winter, cooling in the summer, and lighting the place 24 hours a day, which results in a lot of carbon dioxide emissions. What the Times did was install glazing on the windows along with some shades strategically placed and controlled by a sensor on the roof of the building to go up or down depending on the sun's position in the sky, letting in the optimum amount of indirect sunlight to light the building without letting in so much that it gets hot in the summer or they end up with glare on the computer screens. This has resulted in a 40% reduction in carbon dioxide emissions. Now, I can hear you asking, if there are a bunch of other buildings around, why doesn't that prevent the sunlight from getting in at all? Well, that's because we're not talking about direct sunlight. Remember, that causes the glare problem. We're talking about indirect sunlight reflected off buildings and also coming from the sky dome as a whole and not directly from the sun itself. Now, it's true that New York City's wider boulevards and skinnier blocks is more conducive to this kind of a heating and lighting strategy. But at the same time, it doesn't necessarily rule it out in other cities where things are more compact or where the city blocks are larger or the streets narrower. It's definitely something worth experimenting with. Daylighting. It's the wave of the future. Maybe there are still a few kinks to work out, and maybe that's a big part of the reason why more companies haven't tried this on their building. But without companies like the New York Times trying it, those kinks won't get worked out. I applaud the New York Times for being the guinea pig and trying the new thing and seeing how far they can take it. And hopefully in the next 5 or 10 years, more and more companies will be trying new things and seeing what they can do with them. Because until more people are trying new things, until more people are trying anything at all, nothing is going to change. Thanks for watching. I'll see you tomorrow.